Hello and welcome to Rathod's IS. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 17th July 2023. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see brief introduction. So we are going to see about 10 topics in this lecture. So first one is regarding flood. So this article which is talking about heavy rainfall in northern part of our country, especially in some metropolitan cities we are seeing there is a floods. So how can we manage these floods in this monsoon season? So this is the theme of this article. And this topic is important from your disaster management which comes in a GS paper 3. And this disaster management is there for your means, not for your prelims. And next topic it is about something special. So this something special is regarding India-France relations. So how France is special to India. Okay. So how France is different when you are comparing with the other countries. So that is a thing that is said in this article. And next topic is about Rahul Gandhi's conviction. So this article is talking about defamation issue. So actually Rahul Gandhi, he made some statements regarding this Modi. Okay. So because of this defamation case filed on this Rahul Gandhi, and this article is talking about Rahul Gandhi's conviction, and this topic is important from polity. And next topic it is about government to set up new panel to review all National Statistical Office data. So whenever this National Statistical Organization releases the data, so we are going to review that. So for reviewing we are going to have a panel. Panel is nothing but committee, and this topic is important from your economy point of view which comes in the GS paper 3. And next topic is about Kuno cheetahs. So actually recently 2 cheetahs they had been died in this Kuno National Park. So we are going to have a committee or a panel to go for medical review. Actually this article says that the death of this cheetahs is because of infections. So here we have to go for medical review, and this topic is important from your environment and ecology which comes in a GS paper 3. And next topic is China event raises concern over India's Only Ape. So this article which is talking about one gibbon. Okay, so that is a one ape. So here what is the cause of concern? There is decrease in the number of this ape, and this topic is important from your environment and ecology which comes in a GS paper 3. And next topic is commonly found cicada species sheds foreign tag to embrace Indian identity. So actually this is one I can say one grasshopper type of insect. So here actually it is belonging to the foreign, but now we can see there is wide abundance of this cicada species in southern part of our country. So because of this we are going to give the Indian identification for that cicada species. So this topic is again important from your environment and ecology which comes in the GS paper 3. And next topic is about lightning. So actually if you are talking about disasters, you might be knowing about floods, you might be knowing about earthquake, landslides. So this article says that this lightning is also one of the important reason for the lot of deaths in our country. So here the state government says that you have to include even this lightning under this natural disaster. So whenever anything which is declared as a natural disaster means center need to provide the funds, okay, for the compensation. So because of this lightning which is not yet added under this natural disaster, so now states governments are funding. So it is asking the center to include, that is state government is asking the center to include lightning under natural disaster. But here center is not accepting that. So this topic is again important from your disaster management which comes in a GS paper 3. And next topic is army troops for bilateral exercise in Ulaanbaatar. So this Ulaanbaatar, it is exercise between India and Mongolia. So this topic is important from your international relations which comes in the GS paper 2. And next topic is dangerous heat waves felt across globe as wildfires rage. So because of increasing of wildfire incidents, so we can also see that will lead to global warming, and even what happened that will also lead to incidents of heat waves. So this is the theme of this article, and this topic is important from your environment and ecology, which comes to the GS paper 3. So these are the topics now we are going to discuss in this lecture. So now let us see the first topic. So first topic, it is about flood feed. So here what happened recently, devastating floods are seen across northern part of our country. So in northern part of our country, so we can see there is increased rainfall. So because of this increased rainfall, that also led to landslips, because in these areas we have Himalayas, they are tectonically active, right? They are not much strong as compared to that of Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. So there is the incidence of landslips, and because of this landslips also, lot of people there had lost their life. So because of this devastating floods in northern India, which have renewed attention on dynamic between climate change. So now we are going to have some debates on impact of climate change, urbanization, and what is the lacuna that is seen in infrastructure in the large cities, because these large cities are facing problem of inundation with the flood water. So India is now right in middle of monsoon season, and it is only to be expected to given the topography of the hill states, and the extended rains are seen. So because of this extended rains, we can see there are incidents of landslips or landslides, and that led to the extreme threat to the life and as well as property. Especially the states like Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, they are among the states which recorded high rainfall, and there are about more than 60 deaths have been confirmed till now. And even IMD, which also said that Delhi received excess and large excess rain from 5 out of 8 days. And because of this heavy rainfall, automatically that will lead to flooding, and this rainfall in the last few days has dramatically reduced now. But now most of the parts of the city, even some iconic landmarks like Red Fort, like a Supreme Court, they also continue to see in flooding. And if you're talking about Delhi infrastructure development, that which happened through years, which given a short shift to restricting construction, and especially in this Yamuna food plain, and even we have to prioritize the desilting of drains of monsoon, rains ahead of monsoon, and we have to go for especially avoiding of large scale of concretization of the city. So these are the steps that can be taken before monsoon itself. But even upstream of Delhi is also facing flooding because of river bed mining, and because of lot of amount of silt which carried from Haryana. And if you're talking about Arabian Sea and as well as Arctic Ocean, so there is increasing of warming in this region. So because of this increasing of warming, that will lead to increased incidence of rainfall, and because of this rainfall, it will lead to flooding. So if you're talking about this urban flooding, it is far more frequent in Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, and they should no longer consider itself immune, which is given that its population and infrastructure needs are going to expand. So even when you're talking about metropolitan cities, there is increasing of population day by day. So because of increasing of population day by day, so that will lead to the increasing of stress. So increasing of pressure on infrastructure that is present. So because of this, with increasing of population, so we need to go for infrastructure development, we need to go for using of science and technology, etc. So here actually Delhi, which is facing already one problem called as air pollution. So they are focusing on how to tackle this air pollution, on realizing that the clean air is interdependent on the action by all the cities, and now the states, they must set aside their differences and evolve a joint strategy on countering the future floods. So we need to come up with some strategy. We need to come up with policies and programs that can helpful to counter this future floods. And now let us see the next topic. It is about something special. So this article is talking about India-France relations. So I want to give you one homework. So you have to see which are the countries sharing boundary with France, and please let me know in the comment box. So we're talking about this article, here we are celebrating 25 years. 25 years of India-France partnership. So here we are celebrating 25 years of India-France partnership. So it is one of the important agenda during the Prime Minister visit to France. So here we came up with a number of agreements, especially in the defense sector, and we also came up with a strategic roadmap for the next 25 years. It is called as Horizon 2047. So in this 25 years plan, so we are going to have cooperation in different fields, like we are going to have cooperation in defense. Okay, we are going to have cooperation in defense. We are going to have cooperation in the space, nuclear energy, climate change, green transitions, as well as education, and as well as people-to-people contact or people-to-people ties. So in all these areas, we are going to have the cooperation in the next 25 years with France. And even we came up with another roadmap regarding how to cooperate further in this Indo-Pacific region, and we are also going to have naval and as well as military exchanges, and also trilateral development fund to help the countries in the region as well. So here we are also going to buy about 26 Rafale fighter jets, and as well as some Scorpion class submarines as well. And if we are talking about this India-France strategic relationship, so this relationship, which is mainly built on respect for each other's strategic autonomy, and even we are going for future development as well. And actually, if you're talking about foreign policy, so there is one country will be not interfering with the another country's internal matters. And if you see 1974 and as well as 1998, France did not join the Western push to sanction India for nuclear test. So even at that time, we used we conducted nuclear tests, for example, Pokhran. So many countries, they were against India regarding the nuclear test, but France, it is one of the country which is not that kind. So it did not join this Western countries to push sanctions on India. And even France, which mainly stepped with the uranium supplies to the power plant, nuclear power plants in the Sarapur reactors as well. So our Prime Minister visit is around the same time that European Parliament now decided that passed a resolution that to stop the violence in Manipur. But here France did not talk about this at all in the meet. So in this way, here we can say whatever the relationship that is present between India and France, which is different when you are comparing with that of other countries. And next topic, it is about Rahul Gandhi's conviction. So this topic is important from polity. So actually Rahul Gandhi, he made some statements regarding this Modi. So he said that the name Modi, which is nothing but fraud. So here if you see about this article, what is the context? So in our Indian constitution, we have an article, that is Article 19 subclass 2. So Article 19 subclass 2, which comes under fundamental rights, which comes under part 2 of Indian constitution. So here this article which declared that defamation is one among the exemptions to free speech. So for the free speech, yes, we have an exemption, that is defamation. So we're talking about further more details. Gujarat High Court gave verdict on Rahul Gandhi's criminal revision petition, and which questions about defamation, disqualification, electoral representation of law. So if we're talking about High Court was deciding on application which is challenging the refusal of Sessions Court to suspend the order conviction against this Rahul Gandhi. So the court ultimately denied the relief to the petitioner, and they relied on a principle that the stay of convention is not a rule but an exemption. Okay, so this is about this topic. Actually, he made some statements that Modi's surname is nothing but thieves. Okay, that's it. And next topic, it is about NSO data. So title says government set up new panel to review all NSO data. So this article is important from your economy, which comes under GS paper 3. So if you see the context, it says that Union government constituted a new internal oversight mechanism for official data, and actually for that they came up with establishment of a committee, that is Standing Committee on Economic Statistics, and was set up in late 2019, soon after the findings of from the last round of household survey on consumer consumption expenditure and employment, which were junked over the data quality issues. So because of this, we need to want a standing committee so that it can review this data. So if you see some details, it says that Statistics Ministry said that here this which was tasked with examining this economic indicators, and now we are going to replace it with the Standing Committee on Statistics. So they will be helpful in the reviewing the framework, and even they will be providing the results regarding all surveys which are conducted under the aegis of the National Statistical Office. So if you are talking about the Standing Committee on Statistics, it will enhance the terms of references, and even that will be helpful to ensure more coverage as well. So now let us try to see some facts regarding this NSO. So NSO is nothing but it is a nodal agency, and this agency which comes under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. And if you see here, so we are going to see data collection methodology, processing of data, how this is done, and dissemination of results as well. And this NSO, which consists of Central Statistical Office and as well as a computer center and also National Sample Survey Office. So if we're talking about what are the functions of NSO, so they will be compiling and they will be releasing the index of industrial production every month, and they will be conducting annual survey of industries, and they provide statistical information to access and evaluate the changes in the growth, composition, and as well as structure of organized manufacturing sector. And next topic is about Kuno cheetahs. So here you have to know about Project Tiger. So already discussed that number of times. So it is your work to refer what is this Project Tiger. Why we are focusing on conservation of tigers. So what is the ecological role which played by the tiger? So title says panel wants Kuno cheetahs to undergo medical review. So this article is important from your environment and ecology. So we're talking about context. It says that following the death of 2 more cheetahs in this Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh over a past 1 week. So now expert advisory committee overseeing the implementation of this Project Cheetah and also recommended that all the animals would undergo a thorough physical and medical review. So if we're talking about details, it says that the trigger for the call was the latest fatality, and because of increasing of deaths of number of these cheetahs in this Kuno National Park, so what happened, there is increasing of recall. So actually many a times we can see the infection is one of the important reason for the death, and one cheetah named Surya who got infected with these maggots, and finally that infected the animal. So whether the wound was due to abrasion or from the others betting and as well as a parasitic infection, it is a matter of dispute now. So they are going to identify whether it is a parasitic infection or whether it is a dispute between the 2 tigers like that. So now let us try to see this topic regarding this Cheetah Reintroduction Project. So this Cheetah Reintroduction Project is the world's first intercontinental cheetah translocation project, and we got about 8 cheetahs which are scheduled to arrive in India from Namibia on September, and later on we also got 12 cheetahs from South Africa as well. So what is the goal of this program? So here we are focusing on monitoring of cheetahs, and here we are going to see the performance and even what is the future role of a top predator and how it will provide a space for the expansion of cheetah. So all these things are there. And if you're talking about this cheetah, so the last spotted cheetah was died in Chhattisgarh in 1947, and later the cheetah, which is the fastest landing animal, so which is declared as extinct in 1952, and it is the only mammal before extinct in India in last 1000 years. And actually bringing back this cheetah, it is also a very big task, and it is also the one thing which we made success of bringing back these cheetahs from this Africa. So talking about some facts regarding this Kuno Palpur National Park. So it is situated between Aravalli and as well as Madhav National Park. So this Kuno, which serves as important wildlife corridor, so it is also notified. So this Kuno National Park is also notified as a sanctuary in 1981, and even it mainly upgraded to national park in 2018 as well. So this national park would spread over 750 kilometers and it is rich in flora and as well as faunal diversity. And next one here is the tropical deciduous forest, mainly consisting of Kardai, Kher, Salai and associated flora, that is the trees which are present here. And next topic is about China event raises concern over India's only ape. So this article is important from your environment and ecology. So if you see the context, it says that the conservation status of India's only ape was a cause for concern now because of this concern in the recent global event on Gibbons. So here China raises some concerns. Now if you are talking about details, it says that gibbons, so these gibbons are the smallest and the fastest of all the apes, and normally they will be found in tropical and as well as subtropical forest in the southeastern part of Asia, and even in the northeast also we can see this gibbons, and there are about 20 species of gibbons which are present on that, and the total number is around 12,000. And unfortunately, the current conservation status of this gibbons species is alarming now, and all these 20 species of this gibbons are at high risk of extinction. And since 1900, gibbon distribution populations they have declined dramatically, with only special and a small population in tropical forest. And if you're talking about this global gibbon network, which had its first meeting at Haiku, and if you're talking about this Hulok gibbon, which faces threat because of felling of trees for the infrastructure or developmental projects. So this is about this topic. And now let us see next topic. It is about commonly found cicada species sheds foreign tag to embrace Indian entity. So this article is also important, and now let us try to see this topic. So if you see the context, it says that a foreign cicada that is the commonly found in several parts of South India, and it is going to get the Indian identity soon. So if you're talking about details, it says that the insect species that has now been named as Purana chivada. So actually this is mainly used for the Purna trigrina, okay. And actually it is one of the first thing which is described in this Malaysia in 1850. And if we are talking about the researchers in Kerala, they chanced upon the discovery after observing the difference in the structure of a male genitalia as well as operculum. So if we are talking about one common site in homesteads, their gradual disappearance that could be an indicator of deteriorating quality of soil and as well as vegetation, etc. So this is a caution which is given. And let us try to talk about next topic. It is about lightning not a natural disaster, says center. So this topic is very important from your GS paper 3 under disaster management. So if you see context, it says that so number of deaths which are happening because of lightning. Okay, now there is also increased rate of these lightnings and lightning related disasters. So here central government is there and state government is there. State government is asking center to join the list of natural disasters, and the victims will be entitled to compensation under this state disaster response fund. But here official says that center is not in favor of its deaths can be prevented through awareness program. So state government is saying that you have to add this lightning under this disaster, but central government says that no, we are not going to add. Instead of that, we need to improve the awareness program regarding the using of this drug because it is not a natural disaster. So if you see some details which says that the union government is not in favor of declaring the lightning a natural disaster, and as well as the death which caused by it can be prevented by making people aware about the safety steps and as well as some awareness method. Okay, for example, especially in the villages, people they are going out for the doing of the farm works and they will be rearing their animal husbandry. In that time they will be more prone to this lightning. So India is among only 5 countries in the world that has an early warning system for lightning, and the forecast is able to form 5 days to do up to 3 hours. So if we're talking about the states, for example, Bihar, West Bengal, they have been demanding the lightning deaths be covered as a natural disaster. And if you're talking about some important things which are given, so which all will become under this natural disaster. So we have cyclones, we have droughts, earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, tsunamis and hailstones, landslips, avalanches, cold burst, pest attack, frost and cold. So for all these things, so we have this. Okay, and if we're talking about this National Crimes Record Bureau, so National Crimes Record Bureau, which released the data which shows that 2,880 people they died in lightning strikes in 2021. And if you're talking about the deaths which made up of 40% of all accidental deaths which caused by the force of nature. And even while about 2,862 people they died in 2020, the number which stood at 2,876 in 2019. So that means that gradually the number has been increasing day by day. And there has been also an increased proportion of such deaths which compared with the total accidental deaths which caused by events which are related to the nature. So this is about this topic, and now let us see the next topic. Title says Army troops for bilateral exercise in Ulaanbaatar. So actually this article is talking about a bilateral exercise between India and other country. So which is that country? That is India and Mongolia. So this type of questions that you can expect in your prelims. So if you see context, it says that India and Mongolian troops, they will be taking part in 15th edition of bilateral military exercise, and this exercise in Ulaanbaatar. Okay, so that is from July 17 to July 31st. And in this exercise, what is the importance? So they are going to have exchange of best practices, and they will be also developing interoperability. So this is a thing which may be said by Ministry of Defense. So if you're talking about the name of this exercise, that is Nomadic Elephant, and this is 2023. So the code here is Nomadic Elephant 23. So Indian Army, which is comprising of about 43 personnel, they will be take part in this exercise, and even Indian Air Force C-17 aircraft, they will be also take part in this exercise, and this exercise is Nomadic 23. So what is the importance or what is the aim of this exercise? So we are going to build positive military relations, and we are going to have the good friendship between these two armies. And the important theme of this exercise is they will be focusing on counter-terrorism operations, and especially they will be focusing on mountainous terrain under United Nations mandate. And if you're talking about this Nomadic Elephant, it is annual training exercise, and this exercise will be conducted alternatively in Mongolia and as well as in India. And next topic it is about heat waves. So here dangerous heat waves felt across globe as wildfire rages. So here because of increasing of the incidence of wildfires, that will also lead to the incidence of heat waves. So this topic is important from your environment and ecology, which comes in the GS paper 3. So if you see the context, it says that because of increasing of heat or scorching weather that is seen in especially 3 continents, that is Asia, Europe and US. In Europe, Asia and US, there is a scorching weather, and there is also increasing of wildfires and threatening of high records of temperature that is seen here. So this is the impact of climate change and as well as impact of global warming. So if you see the details, it says that the predictions of historic heat which hung over the 3 continents, that is Asia, Europe and US. So Japan issued heat stroke alerts to tens of millions of people in 2020 of its 47 prefectures as near record high temperature that is seen. And even we can see not only increase in the temperature but also the torrential rainfalls in these regions. And now here US National Weather Service which reported that there is a powerful heat wave that is stretching from California to Texas, and this extremely very much heat, and as much we are going to have the dangerous weekend. So in this especially California Death Valley, it's one of the hottest places on the earth. So here it is going to have the new peak, that is new recorded temperature, that is around 54 degrees centigrade. And southern California is fighting with the numerous wildfires, and which is seen in the riverside country that has burned more than 3,000 hectares. So because of this, what happened, that is also an important reason for this global warming and as well as heat wave. And especially in Europe, Italians, they were want to prepare for the most intense heat wave for the summer and also one of the most intense of all the time. So because of this, yes, we have to take some steps, not only India but even all the countries across the globe. They need to come forward and they have to cooperate in this issue regarding how to control this climate change. So this is about this topic, and these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. And now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So before that, I want to make an announcement. So we in Rathod IAS, we came up with this daily mains answer writing practice course, and this course is absolutely useful for both beginners and as well as students who gave their attempts. And actually mains is very important part, because if you clear the mains, okay, if you're getting the good marks in your mains, then there is no one to stop to see your name in your final list. And in this daily mains answer writing course, we are covering each and every subject like GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 along with the case study and as well as essay. And daily one question is given based on the detailed syllabus that we are going to give you, and there will be live sessions on every Sunday, and there will be interactive classes and doubt clearing sessions, and there will be one-to-one mentorship, and we will be providing you the model answer along with the evaluation of your written answer. So the cost of this course is 8,200 rupees for 1 year, and this is very affordable, and try to join this course. It will be having enormous benefit to you to improve your answer writing skills. So now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is our today's Hindu. Date is 17 July and today is Monday. So first article is about NSO data. I discussed this topic, and you have to see some facts regarding this NSO. And there is India to push G20 to raise MNC tax share. So if you have time, you can go through this article once. And I discussed this topic regarding this Kuno National Park and as well as Cheetah project. And if you move forward in the state space, there is nothing much important. And in the states page, you can see this article which is regarding India's only ape, that is Huluk Gibbon. And in the states page, you can see this article regarding Uniform Civil Code. Already we discussed this topic, so go to this article once. And next topic, it is about cicada species. So it is one grasshopper type of species. And in the editorial page, I discussed about India-France relations. I discussed about states to come towards combating of floods, and regarding this NATO topic also I discussed in the earlier lecture. And in the textile context, I discussed about this Rajiv Gandhi Convention article. So if you have time, you can go to this cloud system article as well. And in this news page, you can see this article which is regarding lightning not a disaster, says Center. And I discussed this topic regarding Ulaanbaatar. And there is one article that is PSLV C-56 to lift off with 7 satellites. So go to this article once, and you have to see the difference between this PSLV and as well as GSLV. And in this world page, you can see UK formally signs up to Trans-Pacific Trading Bloc. So here you have to see what is this comprehensive and progressive agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. And this wildfires article I discussed, and you have to think about what are the reasons behind that, and let me know in the comment box. So these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and if you really like this video, please hit the like button. And if you have seen this video for the first time, and if you are visiting for this channel for the first time, so click this subscribe button. So do subscribe to this Rathod Science Academy, and don't forget to share this video in WhatsApp groups or Telegram groups or to your friends. So by this I am concluding. Thank you so much.